So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how I put my day together for weight loss, for eating healthy, for all the little things, the being low carb and all that stuff. So I did a list yesterday. I also showed you guys what I had for dinner last night with all my zero carb foods on it. And I've done zero carb lists, they're in the files, low carb lists are in the files. So all the information is here in the group that you guys need. But let me show you kind of how I put it together. So the first thing I had to do when I first started doing this, especially when I got going pretty good, because you lose weight really fast at first, you just do. But then all of a sudden it slows down and you have to do these little tricks here and there, right? Okay, so you have to figure out what foods you love the most, what low carb foods you love the most, because it's going to be different for all of us. And I have to go with what I've got here. I don't have everything here, but this is what I've got today. So I love mushrooms, and almost every single day I eat mushrooms. This is about 70 grams worth of mushrooms. I want you guys to see that, yes, I do have a scale, and I do weigh my foods. I never used to do that, but I keep the scale on the counter, and it's really easy. I'm so used to doing it now that I just bam, bam, I do it. So these mushrooms would be all chopped up, so let me give them a rough chop here, because I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm doing today. This is going to be all the food I eat today that I'm fixing to show you guys. And keep in mind that I'm a pretty healthy eater. I like food. I like to eat. I had to really figure out not just low carb foods, but I had to figure out low calorie foods, because I don't care what anybody says, calorie density matters, and so does your fats. Okay? In the beginning, I was eating a lot more over fats. I was eating a lot of avocado. I was eating a lot of olives, and that really slowed my weight loss down. Okay. I'm just throwing everything into the skillet. That's what that looks like a lot, right? But you know, mushrooms cook down. Okay, so where's my zucchini? Kitty, did you get my zucchini? Oh, it's right there. So that's a whole zucchini, just the average size. What is that, 5-6 inches? I think I weighed them yesterday. Let's see. I don't remember exactly what it weighed yesterday, but okay, it's about 175 grams, and my mushrooms, I can tell by looking at it, are probably about 70. I don't know why, but it always ends up, yeah. 70 grams of mushrooms. So that's the mushrooms. Gonna rough chop up my zucchini here. There's just certain combinations that I love, you know, and zucchini, mushrooms, and peppers or onions or something like that has always been a favorite. And they don't have to be perfectly chopped. This is just for me. I'm home alone. My husband works swing shifts, so we don't eat meals together. On the weekends when he's here, I do a little bit more pretty. Okay, now I've got three little mini bells, 50 grams worth of mini bells. Again, just rough chopping. Like I said, we're not being fancy here. Okay. Okay, so I'm also going to show you guys what I do as far as those little urges to have sweets and stuff. So just hang on here a second. All right. I'm not going to eat a lot of broccoli, but I'll pull off just a little bit of it. Dang. So just a couple little sprigs of it, just for the color, and you know, because broccoli's good for us, right? So there we go. My pan of stuff is looking yummy. And if you guys are wondering what I'm going to cook this in, a simple veggie broth. That's it. Okay. Guess what I'm chopping here that I forgot to show you. Some asparagus. Now you don't have to dump everything together the way I'm doing. This is just how I like to do it. Okay, so let me get this on. Put the fire on. Put a little water in it. All right. Now I'm not eating for hours, like way later today, but I can just heat this back up when I'm ready. Okay, so that takes care of the dinner stuff. Oh, that's my new phone. It makes all kinds of weird noises. Okay, so what else do we have going on here? Oh, I got my tofu for the day. This is my leftover tofu. And this is about 72 grams. How many ounces is that? 2.5 ounces. It's about a serving and a half. That's usually what I eat, a serving and a half. And I don't do anything fancy to my tofu. It doesn't have a lot of water because it's already the extra firm kind. So I usually don't have to press it. I don't do anything fancy. I used to soak them in soy sauce and teriyaki. I used to do all kinds of crazy stuff to it, and now I just break it into pieces and put it in my stir fry when it gets going. Okay, every day I have greens. Every single day. You can have kale, you can have lettuce, you can have whatever kind of greens you want. I have baby spinach because it's really low in carbs and I love it. And I have arugula, which is a new love of mine. And here's what I do. I chop it all up really small. And I have found that keeping it in the containers that it comes in keeps it fresh way longer. But it helps if you put, why? Well, it's not open. It helps if you put paper towels in it. So what I do is when I chop it all up, you can see it's really small, chopped really tiny. I have a paper towel on the bottom, and I have a paper towel on the top. And guess what? It stays perfectly dry, and it stays good forever. And I do the same thing with mine. This one's the same way. So I'll have about 2 cups of this total, maybe 3 sometimes, depends on how hungry I am, but 2 for sure. Okay, so that. Okay, this is my brand new batch of pea ricotta. See how big this bowl is? That was scary. I don't know what that was. Okay, so this is a big bowl. This is not a small bowl. This is about. I'm gonna find out how much it is. We're gonna just do it. Let me set my tare on this. I'm gonna tell you how much pea ricotta is in this. And when you measure this out, you measure it out just like you would pea milk. Believe it or not. This is a whole batch too, by the way. It's almost a whole jug of the milk. Only thing I took out of here was the water. And what do I make out of this? I make cream sauces, dressings, mayonnaise, all that. Anything that would need a white sauce because, okay, that's about 15 ounces worth. But here's the thing. This has 0 carbs. Pea milk, Ripple pea milk has 0 carbs in it. So my base has 0 carbs in it, and I love it because I can do all kinds of stuff with it. I've got it all over me. Where's my towel? So yeah, I keep this stuff around, guys. Seriously, it's like a pound of it. It lasts me about a little over a week, and that's with me and my husband both eating it. And I use about a 1/4 cup at a time to make my dressings and stuff. Okay, so that's one of my things that gets me through. If I didn't, I have to have sauces, and for a long time I was having tahini, I was having avocado sauces, I was having sauces made out of nuts. There was just a bunch of different sauces that I was using, and again, not having the weight change that I wanted, so I changed that. Here is my Brahmi hummus that I've told you guys about and if you read it, it says literally that it has total carbs is 2, total fibers 2. This is 0 carbs. It doesn't look like your typical hummus. It's kind of thicker and chunkier. I love this stuff. I absolutely love it. I get the garlic rosemary one, and I love it. Okay, so this, you guys are going to think this is funny. These are little bitty mini pickles. Can you see how small these are? They're called cornichons. I have those with this, and I love it. I love it. So if I'm not full for my dinner, I'll have some of this. If I'm starving before my dinner, like I said, like sometimes around 2 o'clock, I'll have a snack meal. I'll have it with that, and I like to have a little bit of salsa with it. And I also like salsa on my greens. Again, very fat-free style of dressing. You know, really, and to me it's good. Keep in mind that your taste buds change. Your taste buds adapt to what you give them. There was a time in my life where I really hated most of the food here. I didn't even eat vegetables, so that was not going to happen. And my taste buds have adapted to where all this stuff tastes pleasant to me now. Okay, nuts. Guys, I had to figure out what I was willing to give up and what I was not willing to give up. What was not going to happen. And for me, nuts. Okay, so these are pecans. These are macadamias. If you look inside here, see all these pink bags? You pull them out. This is a serving of macadamia nuts. These are chopped nuts, chopped macadamias. Okay, so there's my serving of nuts for the day. I just take it out in the mornings and get it ready to go for the day. That's going to go back in the freezer if you keep your nuts in the freezer. I don't need the pecans because I'm not having them today. I'm having macadamias. And I keep them in the freezer because they stay good longer and they don't get all rancid. This is my Lily's Dark baking chips. These are vegan and sugar-free. They're made with stevia. Stevia sweetened, 55% cocoa, no sugar added, no dairy. They got the little vegan symbol on them. 60 of these is a serving. So let me show you guys. Well, actually, I probably can do it with the 14 grams. Let me turn this back to grams. Okay, 14 grams. Let me see. This is my little jar. Here's what I do. I found myself this little jar. Every day, I put my chocolate serving in this. And I eat them whenever I want them throughout the day. Oops. Come on. And I never go over this serving right here. Okay, so some days I have them, some days I don't. That's my little serving of chocolate. So the chocolate and the nuts are a little treat that I can have before I have my main meal. I can have after I have my main meal, whenever I want it. It's just the treat I give myself. Okay, so what kind of dressing am I going to make today, or sauce, or whatever? I think I'm going to make a garlicky style sauce. So I take out my little scoop of my pea protein. Oh, it tastes good. All right. So my stuff has cooked down here pretty good. All I'm going to do with this is just chunk it up and just put it in here. Now, there's no seasonings in here. There's no salt in here. There's no pepper. There's no nothing. I don't ever season my food until I'm done cooking it. Not nowadays. I shouldn't say never, because I'm a chef, so I have done it before. But I'm just going to let this cook up. And then later when I get ready to have dinner, I'll put spices on it. Okay, so this is going to have... This is black cumin seed, and Dr. Greger did a video saying that, hey, if you eat this, it'll help dim your appetite. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't really tell if it's been doing that time, but I like the taste, so. Okay, got a little bit of black pepper here. I'm going to put that in there. I have this beautiful lavender salt from Italy. Violet sea salt, sorry. I'm going to put that in there. And I am making some, I don't know if you guys ever make these. Do you guys make the roasted garlic? I'm going to be making roasted garlic today, and a couple cloves of that will go in here too. So that's all I have to do to that. Put the lid back on this little container, and that sauce will be ready for when I'm ready for it, when I'm ready for my meal. Okay, where's the bag? Here's the bag. Okay, so what have you saw so far? You saw when I get a sweet tooth that I've got myself covered. You saw if I'm starving before my meal, got myself covered. And you saw a huge pan of food that's just for me. And that's going to go over 2 to 3 cupfuls of greens. Then the sauce is going to be the sauce I'm making and the salsa. That's it. Okay, guess what? That's cooked enough. I'm going to leave the lid on it. I'm going to leave that where it is. Okay, so guys, this really is, for me, how simple this is. This is how simple I've made this for myself. In the beginning, I was making up. Now I do make the one carb bread. You guys know that I make the one carb bread at times. Oops, needs more water. I do make the one carb bread. Probably 2 or 3 times a week. My husband and I both like it. He likes it. He likes to have it more often than I do. I don't mind having it. I just don't need it usually with my foods. Not these days. If we're going someplace, if we're going to a friend's house, I would do a big pan of this stir fry like this, put it in a bowl with a lid, and take it with me. Easy peasy, right? I've learned to make things this easy for myself because I made it too difficult in the beginning. I'm lucky that my husband does this with me, and he eats whatever I make. And trust me, I know how lucky I am. I know what a blessing that is, because he's not my first husband. We've been together for 20 years, but I was married before to a man that would have never done this. He would have never been a part of this. But I'm very lucky. My husband says, babe, whatever you make me, I'm going to eat it. Like for his lunch, I just sent him to work, And for his lunch, he had a cheeseburger salad because he does like the Impossible Burgers and he's losing weight on them. I made him a cheeseburger salad and I made him a strawberry trifle, which is basically just layers of strawberries and layers of these actually they're 0.03 carb cookies. They have almost no carbs in them. And I make them myself. They got like 4 or 5 ingredients. And there's layers of that, layers of the strawberries, and layers of coconut milk that I have whipped up really good and put a couple little layers of that in there. So he's happy with his lunches. He's happy with his food. Don't make this hard for yourself. Figure out what your favorite low carb things are and set yourself up. If you're somebody who has a sweet tooth and you know that you're going to have a sweet, set it up. Set it up to where you don't fail. Get yourself some kind of a sugar-free chocolate that you like. I don't think I loved Lily's when I first started eating it, but again, your taste buds adapt, and once I did it for a while, I loved it. I love those chips now. I've always loved macadamia nuts, so that's a no-brainer for me. What's that? Oh, that's my sauce. The pea milk ricotta, I've got videos. Search the group. There's videos on how to do it. It is so simple how to make that, and like I said, you can use that for anything. If you want to use it for mayonnaise, get yourself some black salt, just add that to it, spin it up in your Ninja or your Magic or whatever you got, your Bullet, got mayonnaise, sour cream. You can even make cream cheese if you really wanted to. You just strain it more than what I have it strained, get it really, really thick, then you can make cream cheese out of it. Find out which greens you like the most. When I first started, I started with the spring mix, the lettuce spring mix. That was my very first greens. I didn't use the arugula. I didn't use the spinach in the beginning. I ended up moving to them eventually. And I'm not as picky with my vegetables that go in my stir fry. Like I've got cauliflower in the fridge right now that needs to be used, and I've just ran out of some of this stuff. Like the asparagus is gone, broccoli's almost gone. I'll run out of everything I have. Use off everything else. Like tomorrow will probably be mostly cauliflower, like half a head of cauliflower. That's fine. Works for me, right? My little jar of pickles. I usually have 4 or 5 of these stored up in my storage thing. These come 4 at a time. I buy them from Amazon. I just put in an order 2 days ago. It should be here today. And good thing, it's the 4th one. I'm running out. All the stores sell these now. iCaz, every single store sells the Lily's chips now. All stores sell macadamia nuts. You can find those. They're easy to find. You can make your own ricotta. You can get salsa anywhere, right? And vegetables. Don't make this harder than it has to be, you guys. Make it simple on yourself. Okay? So that's pretty much it for me. So sometime today, if I get the urge, I'm going to eat these. If I get the urge, I'm going to eat this. If I get the urge to have dinner before I'm hungry, I'm going to have part of my dinner and then save the rest, because I know that no matter what, I'm going to be hungry between 4:30 and 6:30, no matter what. No matter what. That's when I will be hungry. And because I know that, I will save some of that food no matter what. That's it. I hope this helps you guys. Ciao.